some Spanish guy. So that the little guy.
Oh, the mountain, yeah. He fought open,
and he busted open his head like a walnut.
The skull-crushing finale?
Yeah.
Didn't expect it.
Well,
not like that.
This is what happens when you get cocky. This is what happens.
You have to finish.
You gotta finish.
You gotta
had it.
Look,
he begged for him to say his sister's name. No, kill him.
You have to finish your checks.
Yeah.
You have to play all 9 innings.
All in.
It was all there.
It was there. And guess what? He let it up.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So you're at season 4.
I can't remember. Bottom line,
Did you watch the end of that season?
No, not yet. No. Is that the end episode of that season? No.
What happened at the end?
I just told you. He crushed his head like a walnut.
And that's it?
Yeah, I left it at that episode. So the next episode, I believe
because that was the trial by combat.
Correct.
For Tyrion.
Exactly. So now Tyrion is obviously guilty because he lost a fight he didn't fight.
You're not done the season.
No, I didn't think so.
There's some shit.
Spoiler alert.
There's shit.
Spoiler alert.
There is shit that's going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
you thought that was crazy.
Do you know why I caught up on that? Like, I'm not going to lie.
Because it's the best show of all time.
I hit it hard for a couple of days when I'm at home and I'm able to work from home. Then I Then
are we talking about Game of Thrones? Or your wife?
Oh, my God. So then I take a little break. Actually, this does sound like my personal sex life. Yeah. So then I take a little break in between. And then I crush it again. But the main reason I was able to crush it this week was because it's American Thanksgiving. So there was like so much TV going on. But more importantly, there was a lot of football on this whole weekend.
Tons.
I was like almost to the point where obviously the American Thanksgiving and the Canadian Thanksgiving are two totally different things, right?
Yes.
But I was full. I was actually full. I didn't actually eat turkey this weekend, but I was full of football.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you one bit.
But you know what I find really funny is like, not to pump my own tires, but this is episode 59. That was my football number. 59.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
59 was your...
If you want to see it, just go to Ernest Manning High School. It's up in the rafters.
So what you're telling me is right now we're on the path of greatness.
Absolutely.
Because we know how your career has panned out.
Exactly.
And it's great.
Did it take a little low? Sure. Just like I did with the episodes. But it came back in a fierce way.
Roster, sponsorship dollars never hurt. It just never hurt. It doesn't matter how to be. By the way, cheers. Cheers, because we got a new thing going on.
What do we got?
Cheers, Jeff.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, baby. So,
hey,
yeah,
what's up?
I don't interrupt on the sports related.
No, you don't.
Often.
You should more.
But you're just damn unpatriotic. You're talking football, and
the Stampeders are over the hump and back on top. 3-18.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of
football, but what about the Grey Cup?
The entire Canadian Football League, it's my honor
Canadian football.
Jaylon Hood.
Come on.
You got it.
8 years.
Jeff, that's where we were going to start this podcast.
That's everything I thought it would be,
No sports fans there at
Well,
all.
that's where I was going to start. I'm number 59. That was my football number.
That's right.
And this weekend, we crowned, and dare I say also from a SPORTSFOLIO point of view, we told you so. Dimitri, you hit your trifecta. The Calgary Stampeders.
They did it.
They did it.
There it is. What a great soundbite, Jeff. Beautiful. They finally did it.
They did it.
Unbelievable.
Did you watch the game?
Was that this weekend?
That was this weekend.
Grey Cup is 8 years.
He's going to quit. He's like, enough. I did watch the game this weekend. I'm very happy that the Calgary Stampeders decided to just win one.
Yeah.
They needed it. They needed it really, really bad.
It didn't look great at first. I'm not going to lie. It didn't look good.
Yeah, it was a weird game to start. Then there was a bit of separation for the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. I felt that they were in control I'd say for the last 3 quarters, because again, the first part of that game was a little awkward.
That whole game was awkward, and for one reason and one reason only. last week we sat on this podcast and we gave you every reason into why the CFL is actually a good product. It's a good, wholesome product and if you're a football fan, it's actually a great little alternative to your traditional 4-down game, okay?
MAGA MALAKA proved that the Canadian rules, dare I say, are superior.
Exactly. So then all of a sudden, you get the Grey Cup game. The last 2 years have been phenomenal, back and forth. Now, granted, our boys have lost the last 2 years, but they were good games, entertaining, dramatic, if you will. This year, garbage. Why? Not because the Stamps didn't play a good game or that Ottawa didn't play a good game. The field was atrocious. This is your biggest stage, and you guys couldn't wipe the field a little bit or get a heater on there or something. You know what the CFL did? They created a new game. They created something called faux hockey. Football and hockey meet each other on the field.
Well, that's because, Mitch, there was a plebiscite in Edmonton whether they should clean the field or not, and the locals decided that cleaning the field would not be a good idea, and that's why that they did that. So don't blame the CFL.
That's what makes it a tougher game. That's what makes it big balls. There are only 3 chances.
True.
And you never
and
know
the
what
field
the weather's
was covered in ice. Congratulations. Like, you know what's funny? This is the
They
year
were playing in Winterfell.
They were playing
That was Winterfell.
That was Winterfell. So you got this, like, the CFL was on Spotlight that day. It was on ESPN2, which, let's be all respected and honest here, that might as well be ESPN1. That's not going to get on your main ESPN.
That's
so
better
the fact
than
that
Ben
you hit
Stiller,
2, that's big.
Who had ESPN8, the Ocho
Exactly.
for dodgeball.
Exactly.
This is a big step up.
This was a big step. So the CFL's on ESPN2. There was a Spanish feed. Obviously, all of Canada was watching it. And then in a variety of other countries that were trying to pick it up or whatever. And what they were witnessing was guys slipping and sliding all over the field. Like all those little stereotypes that we get from the Americans, like, oh, do you skate to work? And do you take a dog slide? Well, no wonder they think that.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with Edmonton? You knew the Grey Cup was coming to your city.
See, we talked about it before. They're messing this whole thing up. Don't go to Edmonton. I want you to go on the ice of the Hudson Bay River.
Yeah.
Play on straight ice.
That's right.
That's what's going to get this
I would have
game.
loved that more.
Just buy into it. Go the whole way. I want you to get
Absolutely.
into none of it with hungry snow dogs that are on the sideline itching for a piece of meat. And guess what? You better not run out of bounds. You better stay in bounds.
That's right.
Because those snow dogs, they'll get you.
They'll get you.
On a serious note, going back to it, talking about the game in general. Look, the Grey Cup, oldest football trophy that is out there. Really big deal for Canada, and you know what, for football as well. Let's not disregard it. There is a history. The game itself did not deliver in terms of, oh my God, here's a fun. It wasn't a great game. But the thing is, Mitch, is that if you really look at the last 5 minutes of the game, Ottawa has possession and rookie mistakes by Harris. He was trying to force that ball down deep, not to get a first down, which he should.
Yeah.
But he wanted 20, 30 yards on each play and make it a scoring play. He comes off a stellar performance the week before, which we know he wasn't going to follow it up because
that was like off the charts.
If the Archangel Tom Brady can't follow it up, guess what? He doesn't stand a chance. So
absolutely.
But my point is that the Ottawa Redblacks could have won this game so easily, and the Stampeders would have been in the doghouse. He just needed a first down. Just first down. Take it slow. Don't force it, because that's what happened to the Stampeders last year. Bo Levi, who, let's not forget, the play call was the right play call, but he forced it into the play. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to bring up is I was watching the Denver Broncos Pittsburgh Steelers game leading into that game. It was the afternoon game on primetime.
Yeah.
That to me was a better game than the Grey Cup.
Of course.
And not because of Canada versus US. From the standpoint of it was a fantastic game. So when I went to watching that game, which I got to be honest with you, I didn't switch the channel right away to watch the Grey Cup. When I went to the CFL, and I know we joke around and dog it, the level's different.
It is. And you know what? Last week I gave you and Jeff a hard time because in one of the questions of MAGA MALAKA was about production. It really does play a bigger role. Like after I asked you that as that question, it was obviously lingering in the back of my mind and I didn't think too much about it. But then exactly to your point, it was hard for me to actually go away from an NFL game to our championship CFL game. So where I'll stand here
It's like
corrected.
a
You guys are
trailer
right.
park
The production
game.
plays a bigger role than maybe sometimes I hate to admit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to a small point to yours and kind of to play with you a little bit, Harris was making those deep throws not because he was looking to be the champion. It's because the footing was so bad, Dimitri. And if you ever play on bad footing of any kind, he was just trying to take an advantage where he thought he had it. It wasn't so much of he was trying to force it. It's he thought, well, this field's so bad. My receiver technically should have a little bit of a better advantage because he knows where the ball's going to go and he should be there and he should catch it. That's all that was really about. And as the game actually proceeds and it's towards the end, he had to force it a little bit more. That game should never have been played that way. It was just desperation at the end. You know what I'm saying? If this game had good footing, I promise you right now, we might still be celebrating our Stampeders, but in a lot of better ways. Like, unfortunately, I'm a little good on them. I'm proud of them. Congratulations. Bo Levi deserved that championship game. He won it. Do I think he was the best player in the game? No, he wasn't. You throw 2 interceptions in the championship game, you're not the best player, but you were the best player, I guess, compared to everyone else.
You have that quarterback waiting that plays on your side.
Exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, great finish to the game. It was somewhat exciting, but it shouldn't have been decided by the field, and it was. I don't care what anybody says. The field decided the championship, and it shouldn't have gone that way.
Record-setting run back.
Exactly. That's who should have been the MVP, the gentleman that returned the punt return. That was amazing. That's who should have won it.
But, true. But then that happened. But this is my point. That happened in the Steelers-Broncos game.
Right.
And, my point is the production does matter. And again, this is just to affirm our point, is that the quality is not there.
No.
Okay. And it's just a fact. So, and then after you have the Packers versus the Vikings.
Right.
Which
we'll talk about that.
We can talk about that after. But just on a fan perspective.
Right.
Jeff, it's tough. It's a tough one, Jeff. It's a tough. But just on a fan perspective, just think, something, CFL, you got to do more than just a halftime show. You have to really sexify this thing up.
You do. Yeah.
You got to put more money into it because the XFL is coming. Look,
it's coming.
Winter's coming.
You got a great point there. I just need to interject for a second.
No, absolutely.
No, go ahead,
How much did they spend on the halftime show compared to how much they spent on the field?
Well, you know what's funny that you say that, Jeff?
True,
you know what the funniest
true.
thing is? I was clicking. I'm not a big halftime show, especially. It doesn't matter who it is. I won't lie to you. I don't really find the big performance. But I did click back and forth, and I caught the end of the CFL halftime show, and Elisa Cara was the young lady that was singing.
Yeah.
And she, at the very end, you know what she said? Thanks, Edmonton. I'm Elisa Cara. She had to tell the people who she was. You'll never see that in the NFL where it's like, hi, I'm the Beatles, or hi, I'm, Janet Jackson
Mitch
or whatever.
and Dimitri from Real Locker Room Talk.
This young lady had it in her mind that not a lot of people know who I am, and she repeated to the crowd of 60,000 Canadians who she was.
And she's Canadian.
And she's Canadian. And that's the part
you
where
know
I'm
what
like,
bugged me?
oh,
Again,
you're right.
the devil's in the details. The other thing, if you noticed, and Jeff, you might appreciate this from a production standpoint, is they're showing her on stage and the camera's panning out. And they only have 100 people by the stage.
I know they always do that, eh?
Like, bring more people or do some camera tricks to make it look packed.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
I mean, Mitch and I come in week to week and really blow up our followers list.
I know.
Exactly.
We really only have 4, but regardless
of that.
I've always thought that was funny, and if the camera pans away a little too much, you just see how pathetic it really is.
No,
it's
they need.
crazy.
You guys are right. I stand corrected. Last week you guys said production. I was like, what production? What are you guys talking about?
Yes.
It's about the game.
Dimitri
nope,
had
right. It's entertainment.
Dimitri had a great point too. I was in a bar and they weren't sports fans because music was on the menu, and that's cool. But I didn't know who the opening act was, and I didn't know who the halftime act was because it wasn't flashed on the screen really.
Yeah, it's
not
true.
a lot.
Fair enough. And that's part of the advertising too. Like, she's paying some dollars to get on there or however it works. to promote herself.
She's probably paying.
So,
Yeah. She's probably.
Yeah.
Now going with quality.
Hold on.
Go
I
ahead.
got to interrupt.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Speaking of followers, really quickly,
Yeah.
because I don't want to forget it.
No.
Hoo-ah.
Listen here, Mr. Tejas, Mr. Texas. We don't know who you are,
Yeah, who are you?
but thank you for downloading Real Locker Room Talk for the last few weeks. Texas is on the map. Usually I bring it up in the metrics, but I couldn't wait. I just want to say thank you.
That's right.
And I'd like to know who you are. Mitch wants to know who you
Yeah,
are.
who are you?
You can go on our Facebook page, get involved, get interactive. Thank you very much for growing Real Locker Room Talk in the Lone Star State, and I love it. And I am a Longhorn alumni. Hook 'em horns, and you know what I'm talking about.
I like it. I'm surprised. You know, you got that excited. You should have waited till the metrics. You couldn't help yourself.
I couldn't.
No way.
This was metrics talk, but guess what? I want it now.
That's right. Well, he deserves it. Now, this is what I'm going to say to you real quick. Quality. You said quality a second ago.
Yes.
Okay. You said XFL. Well, something just came up on the it's been pendering, it's been simmering, it's been boiling, and now it's about to start. Come February, the week after the Super Bowl, the newest football league is about to start.
What?
The Alliance of American Football is starting. I started this whole segment today about how full we are with football. Well, guess what, North America? It doesn't end. You know that lull we have, that 6-month lull when the NFL is off for a little while?
This thing's turning like
It's not
Big
going to
Brother.
happen anymore because the Alliance of American Football is about to start. So I hate to say it, I went down the little rabbit hole and I got stuck in it.
You know, the NFL is producing more leagues than the Christian church.
Absolutely.
It's getting crazy, Mitch.
So what this is for, we'll talk about it real quick, but think about this. You got NCAA college football. You got arena football, CFL, NFL. WWE XFL is about to start up next year, and now you have the Alliance of the American Football League about to start in the next couple of months. And what they did is they just held their draft. And the way they do is they don't hold a traditional draft where you go and grab all these different positions. They primarily focus on the quarterback, all right?
So they just draft quarterbacks.
Basically, from what I understand, and for any, if I'm getting this wrong, and I'm just going off what I saw and how it is,
Okay.
is they're doing it differently. So they have 8 teams in this league as of right now, okay? And what they do is they basically cut it off.
They're as big as the CFL starting.
Literally, that's exactly it. Hey, wait. You know, Canada's got a new team out in Halifax now too. The Schooners. So don't be cutting down the CFL too much. So you got this 8-man league, 8-team league, and what they do is, and so I went down the list and I saw some of the people. So Bill Pullian is one of the big guys. That name sounds familiar. He's the gentleman that was the GM for the Indianapolis Colts. He drafted notoriously Peyton Manning over Ryan Leaf years ago. It's his claim to fame. He's a big executive on this. Troy Polamalu, Jared Allen, Heinz Ward
Do you
are
know
other
Troy
executives.
Polamalu's Greek Orthodox?
I heard that, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a big Frem guy, yeah.
Roster member Tasso knows him personally.
Get out of here. Well,
not
that's
a lie.
pretty cool.
It's not a lie.
Pretty cool. So what they're doing is now follow some of the things that they're doing in this league, okay? Here are some tidbits, and then we can jump off it. But it's interesting, just so you know, if come Super Bowl, you're like, oh, man, football's over. Guess what? Give it a week. The Alliance of American Football is back on. Exactly. So, number one, there's no television timeouts. They're 150 minutes. They are trying to maximize the game to 150 minutes. NFL is usually about 180 with commercials and everything. They're trying to do down to 150 minutes. All right, number one. Number two, no extra points. Every time you score a touchdown, you have to go for 2 points.
Crazy.
There are field goals, but you score a touchdown, there's no extra point, you have to go for 2. No ties allowed. It cannot end in a tie.
Well, that ruins our pick'em segment.
Oh, it totally does. For us especially. And then let's see what else they got here. The one thing that I really liked about them is they have the rule of 1 foot in the, so you catch a ball, 1 foot in. That's it. Done.
I call
over.
it college CFL.
College CFL,
Yeah.
they allow 1 foot in. So you know what? As a lover of football, I'm excited that there's now something on the menu to take a look at. The quality of players, I won't lie to you. I saw the draft of quarterbacks they did. Only one guy I noticed. Only one. Outside of that, I don't know who they are. So this could be the version of CFL, NFL mixed together. If they had sex, this is their child.
Okay.
Okay? Got it? All right. So to all the podcasters out there, get ready. There's another form of NFL.
You know who's the real winner here, Mitch?
What's that?
this Vince McMahon is
He's
smarter.
done it again.
Is smarter than we think. He has done it again. And you know what? Maybe he should run for president of the world.
Of the world.
Of the world.
Of the world.
Look, the XFL is going to win really big here because as the XFL goes through their market analysis and market research on what they want to do with the game, they got a good idea.
Yeah.
They don't have to go through a year of trial and error anymore because this league sounds like they're going to be doing a lot of those fan favorite type of maneuvers that the XFL is going to be trying to do, that is going to try to do anyways. And guess what? The XFL just gets a sample size without having to spend $1, and that league's going to be extremely ready to roll out come 2020. Yeah, so they have to jump the gun before the XFL comes out just to steal that market share, to get those viewership. Right. Yeah. But at the end, I'm telling you, this XFL, guys, I'm going to throw I'm calling it from now. Yeah. This is going to be a marquee league. It is going to go NFL, XFL, CFL in terms of the pecking order. Sorry, NFL, NCAA, XFL, CFL. That's going to be the way it goes. I'm telling you, this is panning out.
I hear you, and I'm actually on your side on this one. I think it is, in a weird way, sometimes being the turtle or the tortoise in the race might be the win here. These guys you're right. These guys know that they're up against big dollars. They're up against a big marketing juggernaut like the WWE. They wanted to get in, get a little piece of the nut and see if they can do it. Now, if the quality of football is good, you never know, right? Well, we'll see where it happens, but I agree 100% with you. Now, the one thing that I've noticed is this. Something else caught my eye this weekend, and it drove me, and I have to admit, it was kind of sad, but I couldn't turn my eyes away from it. Speaking of quality, you got your UFC, right? You got the best fighters of the fighters going at it. You got guys that started it, pioneered it, like a Chuck Lidell, like a Tito Ortiz. And so you say to yourself, yeah, but Mitch, that was like 20 years ago. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you were doing this weekend, but these two gentlemen decided to fight this weekend.
Yeah.
And I watched the highlights. And I honestly say this, as a sports fan, as a guy, as just a general, whatever, that was the saddest, most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. I don't care that Tito beat Chuck, and spoiler alert, he did. It was the minute I saw them put their arms up to like kind of jostle and go at it, at that moment I realized Chuck Lidell is not well. Like, dude, what happened? Did you see it, man?
He looked so bad. I mean,
was it not kind of sad, man?
No, it really was sad. I have a really big bone to pick with the whole thing. And on the one side, you have Oscar De La Hoya getting into the MMA game, trying to put on a promotional fight. So what does he do? He says, hey, I'm going to get some two historic names that I got access to, put them in the ring together. It'll be great for Golden Boy. They can make a little bit of cash. This trilogy grudge match, yada, 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 yada. Okay, great. Well, guess what, Oscar? It blew up in your face. This was the wrong way to do it.
Absolutely.
You would have been better off just getting a couple amateurs in there as Golden Boy Promotions. Start off like anyone else. Because when they got in the ring and the match started, Mitch, I knew Chuck Lidell was going to lose from the moment the bell rang.
No, can I stop you 1 second?
Go ahead.
The only reason I'll agree, but I'll somewhat pull it back, when they were standing across from each other and during the press conferences, I didn't think anything different. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, Tito, whatever.
The minute he put his arms up and he threw his first kind of like jab, dude, it was watching like a grandpa throw a punch. It was slow.
Yes.
No power behind it. It was so sad.
I've never seen
at that moment. Can I honestly say I dead serious right now? The referee should have stopped the fight. The minute he saw Chuck Lidell throw a little jab and how weak it was, he should have called off the fight and said, no, these guys shouldn't be fighting.
Chuck Liddell's on Larry King talking about, if this goes well, I might make a comeback. Yeah, I'm 48 years old, but I'm motivated. No. He's talking the big game. Mitch, he gets in the ring. After the first 5 seconds, I've never seen it. Honestly looked like he came from the old folks' home. And I'm not trying to be funny. He couldn't throw a punch. He looked like he was gassed already. Like the walk from the locker room to the octagon gassed him out. It was pathetic. And even worse, Tito Ortiz, you're playing it safe?
Yeah.
It took you that long?
Exactly.
Are you kidding? That just shows how shitty you are.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what? When you look at stuff like that, you got to fear, because this is combat sports, you got to fear for people's safety. He had no business being in the ring. I heard Dana White, who was blasting Oscar De La Hoya, calling him a cokehead and saying all this stuff. But he's right on one point. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, if you're doing an analysis, should not let a guy like that fight.
No,
come on.
And secondly, of this, I'm not all about these promoters cutting each other down, because you're kind of both. I don't want to use the word scumbags, but you guys are all both looking for. But when Dana White, who knows these guys both personally, says no, I won't let these guys go. Because let's call it what it is. If Dana wanted them, he could have had them over you, Oscar.
Sure.
He didn't want them fighting. At that moment, man, you should have been like, you know what? If Dana doesn't want it, then I don't want it.
You can't blame the
You
fighters.
went for the low-hanging fruit, and man, did you get really low. You got rotten fruit at the end of the day.
You can't blame the fighters, because they're trying to make money. This is how they made their money. This is how they made their income. I won't fault a fighter for trying to do it, but it goes to show you that there is a point when you're too old to fight.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be like Bernard Hopkins, who fought well into his 40s.
Sure.
And even won a championship in his late 40s. But even Bernard Hopkins, he was in amazing shape, who was Oscar De La Hoya's partner.
Right.
And maybe he had something to do with it too, right? Because
know,
Liddell's 48. But the point is, Bernard Hopkins
Garbage.
when he was 48 years old,
Yeah.
he not only did Bernard Hopkins get knocked out, he got knocked out of the ring and hit his head on the floor and was forced
I'm
to
gonna
retire.
finish it on this, Dimitri, and then we're gonna go off. We gotta tell the people what we're gonna talk about today, but I'm gonna leave it on this. You know, my family's owned a bar for years. I've said it, home of the 10-cent chicken wing. We joke around.
Wednesdays
blah,
and
blah.
Saturdays, best pizza in town.
Back in the day, we had a lot of fights at the bar. Back in the day, in the 90s. That fight reminded me, I kid you not, of a fight that I saw between Allen and Big Pete, we called him, okay? I kid you not. That was I'm not saying to you, man, that fight reminded me of Muhammad Ali and whatever. It was Allen and Big Pete. That was Chuck Lidell and Tito Ortiz. It was sad. It was hopeless. And I tell you right now, I would never, ever condone it going forward. Now, Dimitri, what do we got on the agenda today?
Well, it's we got to get right into it. We talked about the CFL. That's great.
Yeah.
But on the topic of combat sports, this week we have the biggest thing to happen in boxing, and that is two heavyweight juggernauts, undefeated, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Yeah. We're going to break down that fight. We're going to talk about it.
It's going to be big. Then we got a little NFL. We got to talk about what Nick and I and you, we did with each other. It was crazy
it's not
weekend.
What you think, but it's
not
everything that you
but
think.
It is. My wife's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it." And then this happened, and then blah,
look
blah,
for me, it's twins.
Exactly.
For me, it was twins.
And from there we go to Sportsfolio. And then
we can't forget it.
We can't do it.
Tell me MAGA MALAKA, Mitch.
It's on.
Yes.
It's on.
Everything's on.
Everything's
the
on.
The podcast is
on. But before all that.
This podcast rocks.
Oh, it does. But I'll tell you what rocks even more. And Jeff, cue the music. The Macro Mind Media metric of the week.
Macro
Mind Media metrics. MacroMindMedia.com is the genius behind RealLockerRoomTalk.com. And check out @Headversity, where you can hashtag Ask Dr. RT anything you want. Literally anything. Even how to improve the game of the CFL or the Alliance League or the XFL. Really anything that you want. MacroMindMedia.com. Thank you very much. On the topic of metrics, just to show you that these guys mean business, I'm telling you, I don't know. Wasn't it like a week ago when we talked about we were at like 70 Podbean followers?
Right.
Yeah, what if I were to tell you that right now we're at 73?
What?
Yeah. And if you think, oh, that's just 3 followers, that's not a big deal. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because Jeff calculated the average on the anniversary show and said that we download 1.29 Podbean followers per week.
That's
that
Hall of
means
Fame numbers.
that this week we have doubled the average.
Doubled the average?
Doubled the average plus a little more.
Wow.
That's like getting the small meatball spaghetti pasta that only has 2 meatballs.
It's another karate kick.
To getting the large with 5 at the same price.
Did you see what I just did there?
That was a nice... You've been on this kick thing.
I've been on this kick
You've
thing.
been kicking it over
Well,
there.
I'm doing a little rock and roll meets sports. And I feel like since I can't play a sport, I'll at least kick. like like I'm playing the guitar. You know, like
That's
those
a good-
guitar kicks.
That's a good kick.
That's a good kick.
You know what? You can
Ingve.
actually kick higher than Chuck Liddell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100% I can. 100%.
Well, I'll tell you
Here we
what.
go.
Here's another place where we're kicking it and getting metrics.
Where?
Come on, Mitch. I tell you every week. Agape Greek Radio. AGAPE GreekRadio.com.
I'll spin kick this. Do you want to spin kick it?
Settle
Whoa,
down. Hey,
whoa,
take it out. Take
spin
it to the
kicking.
hole. Take it to the
Agape
hole.
Greek Radio. I spin kick Agape.
You know what? AgapeGreekRadio.com, where you can listen to Real Locker Room Talk Friday, Saturday, Sunday, globally. You think I'm lying? Look, Mitch is spin kicking all he wants. But this Frank Dukes over here, if you're at a Kumite, RealLockerRoomTalk.com. Okay?
I love it.
If you're a Lionheart, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know, trying to take down Attila, RealLockerRoomTalk.com.
Love it. Love it. Here we go. This coming Saturday.
Saturday.
It is the biggest
Saturday.
boxing match of all time. Well, in the last at least 15 years, I would say.
No
It's
question.
been huge.
No question.
You got Deontay Wilder
Boom!
versus Tyson Fury. It's in where is it? Is it in Vegas?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, it's in Vegas. I want to know, because you're the boxing guy, and I've gone into it. I have gone down a whole bunch of rabbit holes lately, watching their sparring and their fighting and their interviews and everything. And I am really dead set. I'm literally down the middle. I don't know who I want to take. I will have a take for it at the end of this.
Okay.
Dimitri, who do you like in this fight and why?
Well, I want to start by just recapping a little bit more because, you know, I know that the roster, you've been listening to me for a while, and I come up and I say, you know, you got to watch this fight, and you got to watch this fight. And they've performed and they've underperformed. The significance of this fight right here is beyond special. What we're talking about is finally the heavyweight division not only has one guy who's a competitor, but it has three guys that are all undefeated, that will be in the history books and are doing phenomenal things. So you have Deontay Wilder, the undefeated WBC champion from the United States of America. You have Tyson Fury, who he's fighting this weekend, who actually is the lineal champ. Again, the man who beat the man who beat the man, who was forced to retire because of substance abuse and give up his belts. He's never been defeated.
Right.
And you have his cohort, Anthony Joshua, also from Britain, who right now has all the belts. So let's look at the history here. Deontay Wilder is a knockout artist.
Right.
He has been destroying people.
Yeah.
He has only had one fight where he has not knocked out his opponent. And I mean not TKO, KO.
KO.
Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko.
Sure did.
Put it to a rest, took all the titles.
Yep.
When he had to give up the belts, Anthony Joshua came up and he beats Klitschko.
Right.
Sealing the fate. So the whole time, Fury's been out of the woodwork, but you got Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, and they've been dodging each other and this and that. Well, Tyson Fury says, you know what? I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm taking what's mine. Nobody beat me.
I love it.
And not only that, everyone is giving him flack saying, Tyson, you're coming back too early. You only took 2 fights before this. Why are you taking this home run hitter,
Right.
Deontay Wilder? Well, because he fears no man. And this is what makes this fight special. You know, when they talk about styles make fights, this is the one fight where you can actually say, oh my God, this is a perfect and worse style that each of these people can enter into. One punch right hand knockout artist Deontay Wilder versus the slick movement counterpuncher in Tyson Fury. I'm torn, Mitch.
Yeah.
I've been torn for a while. I was on Deontay's train.
You were.
I was on Tyson Fury's
I
train.
saw what you did there too.
But I'm going to make my pick right now. And a little sneak preview. It's part of SPORTSFOLIO.
Yeah.
I think that at the end of the day,
Right.
Deontay Wilder will have his hand raised as the WBC and still champion. And I'll tell you how he's going to do it in SPORTSFOLIO.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I like where you went with that. I like that. Giving us a little something to look forward to. You know what? I got to be honest with you, Matt, and I'm not doing it to fight with you. I'm not doing it because I love the underdog. But I do think Tyson Fury is the underdog in this fight, even though he truly shouldn't be, and he really never lost and whatever. But there's something to be said about a guy that comes back. There's something to be said about a guy that, has gone through what he's gone through. He's gone through the mental illness stuff. He's fought it. He went through the depression, the anxiety, the substance abuse, as you alluded to, and he also had to come back and beat a whole bunch of weight off. Like, the guy ballooned to 400 pounds.
That's
and he's
insane.
down. The only reason I'm choosing him, and I'm not doing it to spite you, because I really want, and I do, and I wouldn't be super upset if Deontay won. And the only reason I kind of slightly want to agree with you is because he's younger and he's got the power. And that seems to be a big thing in any sport that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Be it baseball, basketball, football. The younger, more talented guy has it. But the one thing I watched in the last fight that I watched Deontay fight in against Ortiz is the dude is not a true boxer. Okay?
That's right.
He's not a true boxer. He's a knockout guy. Now, this is what you have when you got two heavyweights. It's very rare it'll ever go to the full 12 rounds. Okay?
The physics alone.
Exactly. Do I think if Deontay obviously catches Tyson, yeah, it's over. It's done. It's finished. This conversation's done. But I think that Tyson's smart enough to say, hey, I fought bigger, better, and much more talented guys than you. I'm just going to stay away from that arm. I'm going to box you. And if you beat me in 12 rounds, fair. But you're not going to beat me in 12 rounds. I'm taking Tyson to knock him out in the 9th.
Oh.
I'm calling it because I don't think Deontay will be able to sustain. After watching him fight that Ortiz guy, who's smaller, who is older, and he had problems with him, I'm going with the guy that was a champ, who he might have ballooned. He might have had his problems physically, but he still knows how to box.
Look, none of these guys fear each other.
No.
And you touched on a really great point. Tyson Fury dethroned Vladimir Klitschko, who was the heavyweight champion for 11 years, people. 11 years. And he frustrated him.
Yep.
And he took away his weapons.
Exactly.
And Klitschko had no answer. And Tyson Fury went on and he won that fight. And he outsmarted, outboxed, outdid everything to Vladimir Klitschko.
I can't wait. Are you going to buy this pay-per-view? What are you going to do?
Well, I have my Christmas party this weekend, so I have to buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm buying it. I'm so intrigued about this fight that if they're not showing it at the bar where our party's at, I'm buying it on my mobile phone.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
big.
I'm not missing this one.
No, you can't. This one's big.
I will not miss this one.
Do not miss this.
So, and the other thing you said that's a really good factor is why the fight's going to be so great is both of these guys are unorthodox. Tyson Fury is 6'8" and moves around like he's a super middleweight. It is unbelievable. He has a boxing IQ. He's got finesse. He's awkward.
Yeah.
He can switch in between stances. He's awkward.
And that's why I don't think Deontay's ever seen anything like this.
He hasn't. Deontay Wilder has not seen anything. But here's the other side of the coin.
Sure.
Deontay Wilder, he's the one-punch right-hand guy.
Yeah.
But he's unorthodox. And he moves in ways that typical boxers don't move. And he fires ways that typical boxers don't. And the other thing is when I came down to this, because I'm telling you, I had Tyson Fury, Mitch, up until 2 days ago.
Right.
I was like, no, Tyson Fury is going to frustrate him, control the pace, control the fight. And I was on Tyson Fury knockout because Deontay Wilder will leave himself open.
Yeah.
He absolutely leaves himself open. And don't kid yourself, Tyson Fury can knock anyone out if he wants to. Again, These guys are heavyweights. But I go down to it. And Deontay Wilder is so hungry.
Yeah.
They both are.
Look,
they're both hungry, but there's something about it that this guy, I remember way back in the day, and I remember my cousin, I didn't even know, and I'm a boxing guy, but I didn't really know much about him, and my cousin goes, you got to watch this heavyweight coming up in the ranks. He was like in his 8th fight. Mm-hmm. So I had been following him. I'm telling you, this guy is win at no cost hungry.
Sure.
And when I see him eating punches and absorbing them and going through,
I don't know. I just don't think he's
dangerous.
I agree, man. Look, Like I said, it's the younger guy. We'll see. So get it this weekend. I can't wait to talk about this next week. It's going to be awesome. I think this is going to be a great, great fight, and this is going to bring back boxing. I really do.
Both of these guys are winning at the end of this because regardless what happens, the winner will face Anthony Joshua. No question about it.
I hope so.
So either Tyson Fury and Joshua do an all-England special, or you got the American versus the Brit in the most anticipated fight next to the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight.
Absolutely.
And they're all just going to keep rotating and fighting each other. A lot of money, a lot of pay-per-view. Guys get it. This is one to fucking watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoa. Can't wait. You threw in the swear word. Unbelievable. I love it. So from one juggernaut, we go to the next. The NFL. Now, listen. This weekend was a good weekend. You know what? We actually did pretty good. We did pretty good against my brother. Straight up, I'm not going to be honest with you. I am going to be honest with you. Nick went on a tear. Nick was 12 for 15. We did good, though. We did 10. That's pretty good. That's not bad. But Nick decided that, hey, big brother, I'm going to take you down. And he went on a tear. I think a couple of me got lucky. All right, he got lucky.
Okay.
But you know what? He pulled off some miracle wins. The Miami Indy game, he pulled it off. But, Dimitri, I want to talk to you about something. All right? As two Packer fans, friend to friend, owner to owner.
That's right.
This weekend was a big weekend for us. Packers, Vikings, Sunday Night Football. Again, we go back to it. America's watching because it's Thanksgiving weekend. It's the last football game before we got to go back to work on Monday.
That's right.
14-14 tie. Going into the, at halftime, going into the third quarter, we start making a little march. And then all of a sudden, a little controversy. The ball wasn't placed in time. They had to take a timeout that they really didn't want to. McCarthy is turning a shade of red I've never really seen before.
I've never seen him more upset.
And on 4th and 1, he calls a run right up the middle, which literally anybody and their dog would have known was going to happen. And the wheels come flying off. So let me give you a little thing. We have a good friend of ours, Pete H, we'll call him, PDH.
I can't believe we even brought that
Comic
name on
Book
this
George,
podcast.
who's been on this podcast a few times.
Him I like.
Him I like too. They are huge Viking fans.
I like him.
My
both.
friends are over at their house because they're celebrating some stuff over there. And I go to my friends that are there. I go, hey, are they doing the Viking chant by any chance when they score a touchdown? 3 separate times I got the 3 different Viking chants because of obviously the 3 touchdowns they score. So I'm going to say it straight up here. Viking fan beat us out straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up, you guys beat us.
Just like in the movie Rounders. Take your money. You beat me straight up.
Straight up. You beat us. We'll admit. Me and Dimitri are man enough to admit.
Shame on us.
Dimitri, I'm going to say to you, when do we get rid of McCarthy? Now or later?
At the end of the season.
Why not now? I say get rid of him literally right now.
You know what? I'm with you too. And I've been a proponent of McCarthy. I go, no, he's a good coach. He's a good coach. But my God, there's only so much we can take. You know what? That whole Packers organization has got to clean house and bring in a new regime. They're wasting Aaron Rodgers' career. This is a guy who should have 3 Super Bowls, 2 at the minimum. I can't stand to watch the Packers continually lose games that they should be winning. And not to say because the Vikings are terrible, they don't deserve to win. We had a handle on that game.
Buddy, exactly.
What upsets me as a Packers fan is we could have won this game. Yeah. We should have won last week. And I mean, this is a team that should be 7-3 minimum on top of the division. And what's troubling me is that they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
No, of course not.
You know, I can't imagine a team like Seattle slowing down to give the Packers a wild card spot. Not going to happen. And yes, McCarthy does have to go. I mean, a play like that on 4th and 1, are you kidding me? You know, what really bothers me is that, you know, when you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, it's that double-edged sword with him. You need him when you need him, and you shit on him when you don't shit on him. You got the best thrower in the game, throw a 2-yard pass. I'm sorry. Or, I don't know, run a different running play.
Yeah. No, you know what? I'm gonna change it up on you. I don't want the Packers to be winning those games because if last year wasn't an idea of what happens when he's gone and how bad our team is, this is an indication even more so. The team has to blow up. The team literally needs to start from the beginning. Either keep Rogers, keep Devontae, and get rid of everything. You know what's funny? I kept hearing the commentators like Chris Collinsworth who kept saying, oh, it doesn't look like Matthews is going to stay next year. Yeah, no shit. I'm not saying I knew this, but guys, he only did one thing, and that was sack the quarterback, and now he can't even do that properly. And not because of the rules and getting hit. He's not that guy. And you know what? Good on him. If he can go somewhere else and they give him money, go. But guys, he has been a marketing guy. He's never been a good defensive guy for a little while. I'm sorry. Our guy, Alexander, in the backfielder, he's pretty good. He's not bad. But we gave up HaHa. We gave up a whole bunch of stuff. We don't have a run game.
We missed out on Khalil Mack.
Exactly. It's time to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it starts with McCarthy, and it goes further down. Done. End of the conversation. I'm done. There you go, Pete. You got us cutting down our own team. You happy now? You big man? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? You big man now, Pete? Wow, you're a big man. Congratulations. By the way, your wife is fantastic and she carries that chant. You don't carry it. She carries it. Good on you, Linda.
And she does more push-ups than him.
Way more push-ups than him. All right. What do we got? Now, it's pick'em section.
Look.
It's pick'em time. We are down 3-0.
Mitch,
we can't afford anything else.
I'm not worried.
You're not worried?
Well, look at the deficit I came back from.
True,
Again,
true.
we're on the same team.
Yeah,
but,
fair enough.
But this is the time where we don't stress.
Right.
This is the time.
No, we're not stressing.
No, we're not.
I'm not stressing.
We don't have to stress.
It's fine.
Will you calm down like me? Don't you hear my calm voice?
I am calm. This is my calm voice.
Look, I've been thinking about it. Have we been doing anything wrong?
Hell no.
There's one thing we've been doing wrong.
What?
We decided to join forces.
So what are you saying?
Hold on, just hear me out.
All right.
And every time that a team comes up,
right,
we collaborate, we pick. But you know what we're losing?
What are we doing?
That natural instinct that makes us successful to beat each other.
Right.
So I got a new strategy for us.
Yeah, what do we got?
You know how usually we let the guests go first, then it's us,
right,
and we do a rotation?
Yeah.
Well, I think in between that rotation, me and you do a rotation.
Okay.
So that means
I got you.
When it's your pick, no collaboration.
Got it.
It's your pick.
You know what's creepy? I literally thought of this too.
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
No way.
It's so creepy.
See, it's Fight Club. It's crazy. But we got to change it up.
Yeah,
we got to play to our strengths.
I like where you're going with this. I like it.
And I said, you know what? When I thought about this strategy, I go, oh my God, we're 0-3. The roster's winning.
Right.
What poor soul?
Yeah.
Would step up to the plate.
Which moron.
With this newfound strategy.
Right.
Well, guess what? I was at a baptism this weekend.
Nice.
Beautiful baptism.
Right.
And some of the roster was there.
Beautiful.
Got Calvin, who's close to winning the Survivor pool.
Congratulations.
Okay. And then we got the twins.
Who, the twins?
Well, the twins, the Serb twins.
Oh.
Dejan and Milan.
Sorry, Milan and who?
And Dejan.
Dejan
and Milan.
Dejan and Milan.
Who've been listening to us from day one on the road.
I don't know these guys. How are they doing?
Oh, you got to meet them. They're fantastic.
They're nice guys.
The best guys.
How's their hair?
Actually, the hair game is unreal.
Good hair.
It rivals yours.
Well, let's not get carried away.
No, but you know what? It's a great hair game.
Okay.
It's a beautiful hair game. They're both in shape, good-looking guys. What more do you want?
Are they married?
Well,
I might know some girls.
One of them's getting married. The other one's not married. Ladies, they're off the market.
Vixen and Jackal.
Oh, my God.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Milan, cut the whole wedding off. Just one introduction. Just wait. Anyways, Dan has stepped up to the plate to take on Mitch and Dimitri in the pick'em section.
I dare you, Dan. Let's go.
Let's get right into it. Mitch, we're always going to get first game honors. What game do we got on the plate?
Thursday night is a juggernaut of a game with regards to the teams playing. You got the Saints at the Cowboys.
Well, guests always go first. Dejan over here has picked the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Do you want to go first?
Sure. You know what?
You go. Why don't you go? Why don't you?
Mitch, we're going to take the Saints.
Oh, wow. Real tough one. All right. In the next game, we have Bears at Giants.
The Bears at the Giants. Go ahead, Mitch. It's your pick.
You know what I'm going with this one. It's got to go the Bears. Okay.
Dan has also taken the Bears.
Okay. Cards at the Packers.
The Arizona Cardinals at the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Dan has picked the Green Bay Packers.
Well, Dan is a smart man. And Dimitri?
We're taking the Green Bay
Yeah,
Packers.
well, we have no choice. In the next game.
After that rant, we should probably double down on the
You know
on the
what?
Cardinals.
We'll go back to that one in a second. Colts at the Jaguars.
Ooh, this is your pick.
This is my pick. I'm going first. You know what? We gotta win this. We gotta win this. And the only way you're gonna win this, Dimitri, is by making smart, intelligent picks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking the Colts.
Well, that is a smart pick because guess what? Dan is also taking the Colts.
Damn you, Dan.
No, Dan, not
Oh,
Dan.
Dayan.
Dan.
Dayan.
D-E-J-A-N.
Oh, I apologize. Everyone knows I'm not a names guy.
You're not a
Dayan.
name
No,
guy,
I'm
but
not.
D-E-J-A-N. The J
All right.
is a Y
This-
now.
I have a feeling this is going to be separation here.
Separation.
Browns at the Texans.
The Browns at the Houston Texans. Is it my pick?
Yeah. But he goes first this time.
Oh, is it him?
Yeah, he goes
Oh, okay, okay. So he's got, hold on, he's got him a bit out of order. Okay. He's got the Houston
I knew it.
Browns. No,
Oh,
I'm just
yes,
kidding. No, he's got the Houston
You
Texans.
got Texans?
Yeah.
Damn. Dimitri, what do you got, buddy?
I gotta agree with him. I gotta go
Yeah.
Houston. I'm gonna go
Really?
Houston. Yeah, yes, Mitch.
Oh.
I'm not gonna get baited into this Cleveland game.
I like what we're doing here. It's punch for punch right now. Here we go. Panthers at our favorite team, the Bucks.
The Panthers at the Bucks.
So it's my turn,
It's
and
your
I go
turn.
first.
Yep.
And we are going hardcore. Panthers.
Well, he's been watching the same videos because he's going hardcore Panthers
I
as
had
well.
a feeling. Bills at Dolphins.
The Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
And Dejan to go first. He has chosen the Buffalo Bills.
That's a good pick. I like that one. Dimitri?
I like it too.
This is amazing. I really hope we can just tie this. This is going to be amazing. Okay, in the next game, you got the Broncos, Juggernaut Killers, versus
Hold on.
the Bengals.
Sorry,
Yeah.
are we going into next game already?
What do you mean?
I just said I liked his pick,
What do you
but
mean?
I like mine even better.
What?
The Miami Dolphins are going to win the game, Mitch. Put it down.
What? You seem to pick the weirdest of games. Okay, fine. I'll do it because we got to do it. Broncos at the Bengals. I think this is my pick.
Yes, it is.
You know what? Literally, you know me. I would love to pick the Bengals right now. I would love to do it just to be that controversial. They suck so bad, and it's not like I'm a Bronco fan, but I will take the Broncos.
Unbelievable for a team that had started 4-0 and looked like they just kind of changed the tide.
It's the Hugh thing.
But that's what happens when you take Cleveland leftovers.
Exactly.
No surprise. Dan is taking the Denver Broncos as well.
Okay. Here we go. Ravens at the Falcons. This is a big game for the Ravens here.
The Ravens.
They need this.
At the Falcons.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Dan goes first here.
Yeah.
He has taken the Atlanta Falcons
What?
to win this game.
This is your game, by the way. What?
Oh,
what
why do you fall into this trap? And Jeff, cue the music.
What? You're going to do it on this game?
Because, ladies and gentlemen, we may be 0-3, but not when it comes to the money-making
5-star
pick of the week. That's right. Take the Baltimore Ravens, because guess what? For half of you out there, they're a mush team, but they're only there to disappoint and to upset. And Daniel, this one's for you until
right.
the rematch. Baltimore Ravens, the money-making
5-star.
pick of the week.
I love it.
Huge.
We didn't even look at each other. I just knew.
I just cued the music.
I just knew
I
it.
felt it. It's
I
like
love it.
It's like Hulkamania. You're a part
It
of
felt
it.
good.
You don't ask for it.
Felt good.
It consumes you.
I felt
I
good
am
there.
a real American.
In the Rams versus the Lions, let's hurry this up. I'm obviously going to take the LA Ram Illuminati.
Dan has done the same.
Chiefs at the Raiders, obviously.
I think you know what.
Okay, here's a good one. Jets at the did he actually take the Raiders? He didn't take the Raiders.
No. He took KC.
Yeah. Jets at Titans.
The New York Jets
Yeah.
at the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
Dan has picked, and here's a little thing.
Yeah.
Talk about mush teams. This
Sure.
is his team.
Oh, the Jets. Huh?
He took the Jets. Mitch, who are we
No,
taking?
we're taking the Titans here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, we have.
In another Jeff Q.
Cue the music. No, we're joking, Jeff. We're joking.
You know what? We're doing it anyways. The money-making 5-star, 10-star.
Well, here's a big. I guarantee we're also gonna have disparity here. Vikings at the Patriots. Why do I have a feeling Dejan is taking the Patriots?
Hold on, I got to look for it.
Sure.
Dan has indeed
The Patriots.
taken the Patriots.
And we're gonna take. It's your pick, actually.
The Patriots.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 49ers once again. Like this used to be a good game. 49ers at Seahawks.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's your pick.
Well, you know me. Punting is a real thing. Seahawks, they're hot. They're looking good, baby.
You know what? They might as well be the Hot Hawks because Dan is picking them as well.
Oh, boy. Here we go into the Sunday Nighter, which is actually a great one. Chargers at Steelers.
Ooh,
Yes.
this is a tough one.
I like this.
Oh, no, it's Dan. Yeah, I get to read
Dan
his
gets-
out. Dan has picked the Pittsburgh Steelers
Ooh, damn.
to win this game.
It's your call.
It's my call. Who's home?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Give me the Steelers at home then.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny? Every part of me wants to actually take the Chargers in this game.
Yeah.
But I got to play it at home.
All right.
They're
And then
going to
the Monday
rebound.
Nighter.
They're going to rebound off that loss
You
from
think
Denver.
so? Yeah, I think so too. Monday Nighter, it's actually a goodie. It's the Redskins at Philly. I get the pick, and I'm going with Philly. And I'm just going to throw this out here. And I'm going to say, I told you so. Philly wins this division. Yeah. Wow. What's he got?
He's got Philadelphia as well.
He's a smarter guy
You know
with
what,
great hair
Dan?
than
We're
I
on.
thought.
We're on the same
Dejan,
page.
we got a couple of games. There's enough disparity
There's
here.
enough. There's
Ladies and
enough.
gentlemen, it's on like Donkey Kong. We need this bad, man.
Will Mitch and Dimitri go 0-4, or will Dan be the guy
Exactly.
who has the only loss in the bracket?
That's
Find
right.
out next week on Real Locker Room Talk.
I have a feeling he's going to lose.
Me too.
So do I. It's just something inside of me feels
And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
You know, whether he likes it or not, I got his brother.
Yeah.
Here's a teaser.
Sure.
For Pick'em the week after.
Get
so
up.
if he loses,
Oh, he's
and
got
his brother
twins.
wins,
So it's like they never really.
but
yeah.
you know what do you do? Or do we find out who was the better of the twins?
This could actually differentiate. Mom will find out who she loves more.
Absolutely
Because of this.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
'Cause
Find
your
out
mom-
next on
Just so
Maury.
you guys know, your mom does love one of you more than the other. Just
Yeah,
a little FYI.
it's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
It's true.
You can't deny it.
I'm just saying, right? Just saying.
How's it not going to happen?
I'm sorry. I don't want to get in your head, but yeah, it's your mom.
But the dad loves one more than the other two.
oh,
Yeah,
good
it could be
point.
the same
Good
person, or it could be
point.
different.
No, it's definitely the same person.
Probably,
So
yeah.
somebody in your family is less loved. That's so sad.
That's tough.
Anywho, we go off to Sportsfolio. Here we go. Dimitri, last week we were on fire again. I'm not going to lie to you. I got one pick and one pick only this week, and it's in boxing. I already gave you guys my insight. Sportsfolio, put your money on my boy, Tyson Fury, to win it.
Holy smokes!
We're fighting each other.
We're fighting.
I
We're
do it,
fighting.
I do it.
Oh man!
Let's do it.
You know what? Actually, I'm okay with that because you can use it as part of a hedge for what I'm going to tell you, which is the right way to go about this fight. I got a whole list. I'm going to do a little bit of boxing this weekend. Couple things on the NFL. Number one, Deontay Wilder is at a -175. Now, you can take this bet on the safe money, just a straight up win on the money line. However, if you go with Mitch, I might be inclined to change that too because he's on a +150. So you know what? Take Tyson Fury at the +150.
It's a beautiful pick.
Why not?
How you doing?
I'm going to tell you what else you're going to bet. Coming in at a -150, I want you to take this fight not to go the distance. That's it. This fight will not go the distance.
No way.
It's someone's getting knocked out and or stoppage. Now, next on the fight card for all you boxing fans, we got a local Canadian, Adonis Stevenson, who's coming in as the underdog at +150. Experience will win this over. Adonis Stevenson, I want you to take it straight on the money line, and I want you to couple that with the third guy who was an old opponent of Deontay Wilder fighting on the same card, Luis Ortiz.
Oh.
Minus 250 is a stoppage, okay? I want you to hammer this hard.
He's fighting on the card?
He's fighting on the card, but I want the roster to hammer this hard that he will win by knockout, TKO, or
I like
stoppage.
him. You know what? Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's like
a good
he
guy.
looks like Big Papi.
He does. Yeah.
Like they're both Ortiz, but they
Yeah.
actually
He does.
And you know what's funny? Deontay Wilder looks like LeBron James. Are these guys crossing sports?
That's why I want to see his face get knocked off so bad.
Screw this reptilian theory.
Yeah.
These guys are doubling down.
They're doubling down.
No wonder.
No wonder.
No, it makes too much sense. Going to jump into the NFL. There's a game that I see that just didn't sit right to me. You know, I like my overs. New York Jets versus the Tennessee Titans. They were only giving it 40.5.
Whoa.
Guys, take the over on this one all day long. Are you crazy? This thing's going to be about as open as the AVN Awards I went to. Next one here, KC Chiefs, 14.5 favorites. Look, when I see a game like this, I've never been wrong. I don't plan to be wrong in the future. No. KC's going to cover this spread. You just take them.
Yeah, home dog. That's a big home dog number. I like it.
Big home dog.
You know
number.
what? I'm going to double with you. I'm going to jump on your train. I like that. I like the Chiefs minus 14. That's manzy. That's manzy.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. All right, we finish it off, Jeff. We are, of course, over, but hey, it's almost over. Bottom line, we go to MAGA, MALAKA, everyone's segment. Now, we talked a lot of fighting today.
That's right.
And you know what? I argue with you. You argue with me. And people argue with each other constantly. And what we want to talk about today is MAGA, MALAKA. What's cool? What's better? Boxing or MMA, UFC? What's better?
It's divided the masses.
It's divided. So I'm going to give a couple of scenarios. You tell me which is the real MAGA, which is the MALAKA. Let's go. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready, Jeff?
So ready.
Put your pants back on. All right.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
Keep them off.
In boxing, you got 12 rounds. In MMA, you got 5 rounds on a championship fight. What's the bigger MAGA? Who's the MALAKA? Who's the MAGA here? Me, I love 5 rounds. 5 rounds, done. We figured it out. I got to go home. I got to get something to drink. I want to get something out of the fridge. UFC, MAGA.
As much as a boxing aficionado I am, I like the 5-round, 5-minute format.
By 5 rounds, you know who's going to win. Jeff, nah, no?
I agree. You know, after the 3rd round, you've got a real idea of what's going on. And, you know, everything beyond 6 rounds is really just an endurance match.
Beautiful.
But, I mean, like, you're not allowed to kill the guy on the ground in boxing, so I guess they have to go 12.
So UFC or
UFC.
MMA, MAGA. Now, we go to what they put on their hands. In MMA, you got the lighter gloves. In boxing, you got the heavier gloves. Dimitri, what's the MAGA? What's the MALAKA?
You can never defeat the iconic symbolism of the boxing glove. Put me the boxing glove for MAGA.
I got to go the other way. I like it. You know what? Go less. Real men wear less. That's the way I look at it. Less glove means, you know, less wear and tear, but you're going to get knocked out faster. I want to find out
Jeff,
who's the real man.
you're the
Jeff, you're the
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker here.
I think it's a moot point. Both sports are brutal. They got to have the lighter gloves so they can grab each other and kick the crap out of each other on the ground in MMA, right?
True.
So, I don't know. Either way, they're kicking the shit out of each other.
It's a tie. So it's a All right. What about here? Here's one for you, Jeff. The introductions. This is a battle of families now. We've done this before. You got Michael Buffer versus
Bruce Buffer.
MMA versus boxing. Who's the better intro guy? Jeff?
Holy shit, that's a close call.
Do you like the boxing
I don't want to
intros?
sit on the fence again, but holy shit. I think, for me, I grew up with, the iconic boxing intro, so I got to go with the boxing.
You can't beat him. You can't beat him.
You know the little brother's trying so hard. And he's great. And he's good.
Yeah.
But you're right. Bruce
MAGA.
boxing ties the game. All right, let's just go into intro, like the actual entrances of the fighters. You got the boxing entrances. I'm sure you've seen an accolade of those. And then you got the MMA guys, the way they enter the ring. Dimitri, who's got the better entrance? Boxing. Who's got the more MAGA entrance? Boxing or MMA?
Boxing has the more MAGA entrance. They allow them to get away with a little bit more. MMA, let these guys come in with their own music and start going theatrics. Have you seen the way Prince Naseem Hamed used to come into the ring?
Yeah, it's true.
Anthony Joshua, the guy's got a podium and his initials light up in fire.
Yeah.
Guys,
Why isn't
boxing.
the UFC
That's
doing
the
that?
shit.
That's the way they got to do it.
I'm agreed with boxing there. Boxing 3-2.
But nothing beats WWE
No,
entrances.
you know what?
yeah.
And a little FYI, why aren't they copying that? It obviously works.
You know, could you imagine coming out to like the Stone
I
Cold
did.
music?
I did when I got married. I did.
Honestly, that's kind of my
Brother.
prediction for MMA. I think it's going to get bigger. I think there's going to be more drama. You know,
Exactly.
And
You know
you're right,
what?
They need to take a few.
They
cues.
do. As soon as when the sport gets bigger and you get more people self-promoting, I'm telling you, this thing's going to take off huge.
Okay, we got a couple of more. Here we go. What about the ring girls? Who's got better ring girls? Boxing or MMA?
I mean, now
who's the MAGA? Who's the MALAKA when
We're
it comes to
talking
ring
Dallas
girls?
Cowboy cheerleaders or the Tulsa, Oklahoma Raiders. Sorry, you know what? Boxing has the better ring girls.
Boxing?
Yes.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
100%.
The MMA girls, they have like their own Twitter feeds. They have their own
Right.
Instagram things.
Right.
Yeah, and
Okay.
everyone knows who they are.
Okay, first of all, you know what? You only get to see them for 3 rounds and maybe 5 for the championship. The ring girls in boxing, not only do you get to see them for at least 12 rounds, but they actually walk in the ring and they walk around and they're behind on every interview.
The other
and
girl's
you get
walking
more
around
of
the
them.
octagon. She got more of a
You don't
surface
get
area
to see
to
'em.
cover.
They've had that Leilani girl for like 15
Jeff,
years.
you're
She
the
should be
deciding
retired.
factor again. Jeff,
Boxing
who do you
girls are
like? No,
better.
you're wrong.
No,
Jeff,
I'm
who do you
right.
like? Jeff, who do you like? Jeff's going to decide this right now. MMA
Well,
or boxing?
Here it is, guys. I'm not going to step on your taste. I think it's a matter of personal choice.
Damn it, Jeff. God, it's tied again.
Right?
You're right. We never
You're
lose
right,
with
right.
half-naked women.
They're still women.
I wouldn't feel
How can
good.
we have been
I
so
would.
wrong?
We all won.
How can any man in his right mind knock either?
You know, remember, Jeff, when I called you the Yoda of the podcast?
really
And
is.
This is it.
He looked at us and he's like, poor children.
We're just
Let
young
me
little
answer this.
Skywalkers
Yeah,
just
little-
trying to wield our
just trying to-
lightsabers around.
Exactly.
And here comes Yoda, just calming us down.
That's why he was on my back earlier. I was carrying him around like a little knapsack.
well, you're
We
used to
all
having
with
men
one.
on your back, so I can tell. That's probably why you didn't notice, Jeff.
Here we go. Commentators in boxing. Do you like the boxing commentators?
Oh, boxing. I'll tell you
Or
what.
do you like Joe Rogan and
No.
his and MMA? No, I'm a Rogan guy.
Look, I love
the
Rogan, and Rogan's got a podcast, but you can't tell me that anybody takes down Max Kellerman for boxing.
all day
No
long. He's
way.
washed
Oh
up.
my
Kellerman's gone. Joe Rogan
What
is
about Roy
notorious.
Jones? What about Roy
No,
Jones?
Joe
right
Rogan
here.
is
Okay, hold on.
notorious.
You got power shots, Max, and he's trying to.
No.
Look,
You know what?
Max Kellerman wins.
No, I'm making an executive decision
No,
here.
no, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh.
I'm a fan of Rogan, and I agree.
Thank
He's
you,
highly
Jeff.
entertaining, but.
Unbelievable.
The boxing commentators win it for me, man. It's the classic approach, man.
Thank
They're
you,
full
Jeff.
on.
Thank
It's
you.
like a soccer game when they
Just
go off.
unbelievable. Jeff, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is Rogan's
be
gonna hear
proud
this.
of
I'm just
yourself.
telling you both. Rogan's gonna hear this.
Hey, man, I'm old class. You got to
All
have
right.
some class. you
Two
know?
more and we're done. The venues. So in boxing, it's pretty notorious that it's in Vegas. However, they do the MSG. They do it across the sea. And then MMA, it's mostly Vegas. I would say it's primarily Vegas.
Yeah.
Where is the buildup? Where do you like it better? Is boxing got a little bit of a better venue?
You know what? It's just because it's the bigger sport and there's more money
Sure.
in it. It's MMA is at a disadvantage right now for money reasons. So yeah, boxing wins the venue war. They're going everywhere. I mean, Macau, they'll fight anywhere.
And the final one. Here we go. Who is the better all-time promoter of each sport? Is it Don King in boxing as the MAGA or Dana White from UFC as the MAGA?
This is an easy one because last I checked, Rocky V didn't have a portrayal of Dana White. It had the portrayal of a Don King. And in order to beat the man, or to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Don King's got to get that one. He's
And there
bigger
it
than
is.
life. Just bigger than life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don King may have been around for the last 20 years, but we can't forget him. Boxing wins literally 7-3.
Look, I think we always knew that this was going to happen. It's just where it is right now. Boxing is an older sport. It's got more money behind it, more notoriety, but it's not to say that one day we might do this podcast and MMA is winning 7-3 because this thing is on the up and up and up. Just like Real Locker Room Talk has been on the up and up and up for 59 straight episodes. 59. The jersey of a legendary local great. My co-host, Mitch. Thank you to alchemystudio.ca, greatest
This
studio in the
podcast
entire land.
rocks.
That's right, this podcast rocks. Alchemy Studio rocks. Macromind Media rocks. Agape Greek Radio rocks. Mitch rocks. Jeff rocks. Dimitri rocks. And the last thing that rocks is when we got to hit the showers.
I love how you self-gloss yourself at the end there. And Dimitri rocks.
Well, you know, I can't leave myself out. No, of course. But I naturally talk in the third person.
It's amazing. You do.
Yeah. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't know. Sometimes the way you say things don't come across right. I love when you always